Okay, so for this question where we have x going to infinity, remember how I said like you would look at the limit as x goes to plus or minus infinity, that would be the same as a horizontal asymptote. However, here that is not the case because here there is no horizontal asymptote. So you can't say, okay, I'm just going to say that there's no horizontal asymptote and I don't know the limit. Instead, what we have to do is we have to divide by the highest power in the denominator. So this again is our test 1 material where we have to go back and remember what we did in test 1 where we divide by the highest power in the denominator. So I would take this limit and I would divide by x because x is the highest power in the denominator. So each of these terms would get divided by x and then we simplify. So that's going to give us 6. The x squared over x will just give us an x in the numerator. In the denominator, x over x goes to 1, and then minus 10 over x. And then from there, we would plug in the infinity. So we would have 6 times infinity over 1 minus 10 over infinity. This 10 over infinity goes to 0. Again, if you have a number over infinity, that does go to 0 because it's a big number in the denominator. So this is going to give us 6 times infinity over just 1. And if you take a positive 6 times a positive infinity, that will simply give you infinity. So the limit as x goes to infinity, we could not use the horizontal asymptote comparison trick. We would have to divide by the highest power in the denominator, and that would end up as just infinity. Now, for the limit as x goes to negative infinity, we would do the same process, divide by the highest power in the denominator. And you can kind of work backwards here. So right before you plug in the infinity, you can kind of star that and say, okay, I'm going to come back to that when I look at the limit as x goes to negative infinity. So you don't have to do the simplify step twice because again, it's the same process. So I would kind of star, like after I simplify, okay, say, okay, I simplify, now I'm going to plug in. And so here, if I plug in my negative infinity, because I'm now looking at the limit as x goes to negative infinity, I would have 6 times negative infinity over 1. This 10 over infinity would go to 0. So I would then say 6 times a negative infinity would give us a negative infinity. So that answer would simply be negative infinity.